Let me shift gears for a minute. As the young workers in the saltpeter operation were in the cave, they were realizing that they were not the first people to use Mammoth Cave. Now, how many of you have ever been to a place that it was so dang cool that you got the goosebumps on your goosebumps? Raise your hand if that's you. Now, take 15 more steps down the rear. You're too far spread out. Come on down. Come on down. You all at the front stand there so you can start. Come on down. You had to learn how to speak Southern again. Come on down. Ladies and gentlemen, that moment of the goosebumps on the goosebumps, for me, is right here. Because I can see the hammering and the pop marks from someone standing here as many as 4,000 years ago, collecting that mineral. And please notice, above the height of a human, the wall takes on a whole different personality. This is the drywall of your home. If you'd like to see it in a more pristine condition, just go home and kick a hole in the wall. This has been absorbing carbon because of open flame use in the cave for thousands of years. This ancestral people had plant fiber woven slippers and a piece of river cane dried, lit on fire. The scientist at the park, he tells us that nearly 20 miles of Mammoth Cave was used by that culture. The scientists of the National Park Service tell me there is no scientific evidence anywhere in the world before this people that ever used more than 20 miles of the cave with grass slippers. And once they leave the cave about 2,000 years ago, it would take nearly 1,700 more years for another group of explorers to push more than 20 miles of the cave. There were other salt minerals in the cave that they were collecting. There's a non-sparking type of flint called chert by the geologists, for perhaps spiritual or maybe ceremonial purposes. But whatever it was, this place was very significant to them. In fact, the miners that were in here, they risked their very lives to get the material. We know that because we see where the accidental deaths happened in Mammoth Cave. The 20 miles of cave and the age in which they did this survey and this exploration, folks. A president of the United States says, you know what, Congress? You're right. Let's make a national park east of the Mississippi. There were national park units already east of the Mississippi, but not a single national park. So President Coolidge says, you know what, let's make that Shenandoah Valley and those Smoky Mountains, let's get that Mammoth Cave to be national parks. And this is what he was hoping to preserve. Because 30 years after becoming a national park, we would gain the title world's longest cave, mapped cave system. We've had that title ever since. That's 53 years. It was this as to why President Coolidge said, you know what, we need to protect that culture. The evidence of them being in the region. Mammoth Cave was like a time capsule, preserving the ancient history. Now, I turned 51 last summer. I've been caving over 30 years. I don't know what this ancestral people would have called me, but had they called me, I've been right there with them, pushing the darkness back. How many of you would have joined me? Raise your hand. All right. The 10 of you walk to the front. The rest of you get out of here. Come on. They risked their very lives to get it. And after the War of 1812, the stories of this people, that's what began to brought you. That was enough of a lure to cause you to travel hundreds, sometimes thousands of miles. Grand? Gloomy? You're going to have to decide. Questions from the back before we depart. Anybody?
How many accidental deaths?
3 that I'm aware of.
That's it?
More than that. Any other questions that don't involve death? Nope. From the middle? Anybody? Bueller? Bueller? Fry? Fry? No, all right, fine. We're not talking, we're walking. I'm gonna accidentally on purpose turn the lights off on you again. And this time I'm gonna let you know what's happening. I'm gonna